Latin 2. Now it's time for translations. So we're on chapter 50. Nothing ever happens, page 255. I gotta say, I do miss doing all the vocab with you guys and just kind of going over it and finding all the cognates. That was always one of my favorite parts. But here we are. So, let's see. The sun was shining for the bright sky. Or you could say, with the sky being bright. You could, in theory, say in the bright sky. But there's something weird about that. So, lucebat, Kylo Sereno, it seems to be more of like a dative of what's called dative of advantage. I think that that would be more dative than anything. The birds were singing. Nature herself was seeming to rejoice. Let's see. However, Cornelia was sitting with a sad face, alone in the peristyle. She was thinking to herself, "It bores me of solitude," or "I'm bored of solitude. Why does no one watch me?" Or pay attention to me would probably be a better version. Why does no one speak with me? Father spends so great a time in his study that I never see him. Mother is so busy that she never speaks with me. Marcus and Sextus are so dedicated to their schools or to their studies, or actually, I'm sorry, Ludis here would be games, to their games, that that they never do anything, or that they do nothing else. I don't understand why recently even the female slaves neglected me or ignored me. Or why Euclides himself, the most verbose Euclides himself, said no word to me. Oh, poor me. So, interesting thing in there, serwai. You see serwa, that does exist. It's not just Anquila. There are many different kinds of slaves, so they're going to have a lot of different words for them. It's essentially just female slaves. Or like another word for handmaiden. Cornelia was thinking, let's see. Marcus shouted to Cornelia thinking these things. "Hey, Cornelia," or "Hey, you, Cornelia." Marcus, who at that moment entered into the peristyle, shouted to Cornelia thinking these things. "Hey, you, Cornelia. Father orders you to be in the study immediately. It is fitting that you hurry." So oportet will take a infinitive. Cornelia, when she had entered into the study, she saw that both mother and father were there. A thing which was a source of wonder and worry for her. So id quod is a thing which, erat ei was a thing for her. A thing which for her. And then we saw this actually in the Martial poem too, was a source of, that's kind of implied. Or was just for her, was of wonder and of worry. Those are genitives of description, by the way. Then father, with a serious face, says, "Once Cornelia, Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus, the most famous man of our family, is said to have betrothed his daughter during a feast. During a feast of senators to Tiberius Gracchus." Some serious name throwing there if you know your Roman history. After the banquet, when Scipio, having returned home to his wife, had told to her that he had betrothed his daughter, she, his wife, was upset with the greatest anger. It is not, a father ought not, or it is not fitting that a father, she said, it is not fitting that a father betroth his daughter with the mother not knowing. But your father is not Publius Cornelius, or is not similar to Publius Cornelius, for together we decided, both I and your mother, to betroth you to a certain young man, a young noble man. Quintus Valerius, that excellent adolescent, or that excellent young man, wishes to lead you in matrimony. In other words, wishes to marry you. A thing which is pleasing to us. Is it pleasing to you, Cornelia? Cornelia was so confused, I would say confused would work here, was so confused, or maybe even stunned, that she was scarcely able to speak. But at last, with a quiet voice, with a subdued voice, it also pleases me, she responded. To which Cornelius said, all right, tomorrow Valerius himself will be here. So that's it for the translation. Go back through it, redline what you got a little bit off on, and circle what you need to work on. Fix your translations. If you have any trouble with your translations, please email me with the specific part where you're having trouble. Just be like, hey, Harmony, this line right here, you said this in the video. How does that work? Please let me know. This is all about result clauses. So much that, so much that, so much that. Hopefully you've already done 50C and 50D, because those are very much worth doing. And any other exercises in there that you want to do will absolutely help you. Next chapter will be 50E, because there's a translation on page 264. A little bit more backstory on Cornelia's wedding. But for right now, I'm going to push the button.